So for class today, you'll need 2 blocks and a strap would be helpful.
Okay, bye-bye.
And we've talked about the whole idea of interoception before. And interoception is that really being in tune and understanding what's happening inside our bodies, which obviously a practice, an embodied practice like yoga should help us with that. And I wrote in my newsletter that today's class was about really exploring that a little bit deeper, and being able to sort out the signal and the noise. And this is a term I just learned from listening to this book, so you may already be familiar with it. But the signal, and the book was about climate change, the signal is the information you really want to pay attention to, and the noise is everything else. And how often when we're trying to tune into something, even in a conversation with another person, the noise gets in the way. And what we really want is to be able to pay attention to the signal. And in this practice that we have, this yoga practice, we really get the opportunity to have a deeper practice. And by deeper, I mean increased awareness, not necessarily a deeper back bend, but increased awareness. And that is in the essence of interoception. So the invitation for you in class today is to pick something which you would like to pay a deeper attention to. It might be your neck. It might be just a spot in your body, your neck, and lengthening the back of your neck. Your hips could be length through your spine. More availability in the side waist, more space in the side waist. That's going to be your focus. And I will guide and leave you lots of time in between poses to explore and see if you can have this deeper awareness of your spot. So just think about that for a minute as we get ready to go. And then you'll be out of the thinking brain and into the moving, into the body. So let's start on our backs. You can start in a position of comfort with the soles of your feet on the floor, your knees resting together. Tuck your shoulder blades under, rest your arms to your side or on your belly, and lengthen the back of your neck by just lifting your head and pressing the back of your skull into the floor. So your chin is almost kind of, you're making just a tiny bit of a double chin there. And then just take a few rounds of breath here. Somewhere up to 10 as you bring your focus and your attention to whatever area or idea you want to work with today. And then from here, just a very subtle movement in your pelvis. So pelvic tilting, inhale, draw pubic bone away from navel, exhale, back towards the navel. So back and forth a few times with your pelvis. Just a nice subtle movement. Back and forth. And then you can let that movement stop and then just let your head rock back and forth, side to side, nice and slow. Okay. So head back and forth, nice and slow. Lengthening the neck. And then come back to center. Stretch your left leg long, leave the right knee bent. Arms alongside your body. And on your inhale, press into the inside edge of your right foot. Draw your right knee across your midline and reach your right arm behind you on the floor. And then exhale, bring that all back to the starting position. Inhale, press into the inside edge of the right foot. Draw your right knee across midline. You'll have an arching sensation away from the floor. Reach your right arm along the floor behind your head and then return to the starting position. So we're going to repeat that a number of times, maybe 4 to 6 times, and then bring your awareness to whatever area of your body or whatever idea you wanted to work with today. And then when you come back the next time, bend both knees, rest your knees together, and just observe. The other side, stretch the right leg long, bend the left knee, keep the sole of your left foot to the floor, and just come up onto the inside edge as you draw your left knee across midline, reach your left arm long, and then come back to the starting position. And after 4 to 6 reps, both feet on the floor, let your knees rest together, and just let your body assimilate. Great. Now from here, stack your knees over your hips. Just a little rock back and forth without going all the way to the floor, just from one side to the other. And then you can start to increase the movement. So coming all the way to one side, let your hands come together, knees come together, and then come to the other side. So just real big movement. Most of what we do today will be pretty subtle, but here we go. And bring your awareness to whatever was wanting your attention today. And the next time you land, knees to the right, stay there. Slide your left hand across your right arm and across your chest and open up into a twist. And then give this about 4 rounds of breath. Great. Inhale, top leg up and resume the big rocking. Knees to the left, hands together. Slide your right hand across your left arm and across your chest and open up into a twist. And give yourself 4 rounds of breath here. Inhale, top leg up, come back to center. And now you're going to need one of your blocks. Press your hips up and take the most surface area of the block underneath your sacrum. Draw your knees towards your chest here. And then we'll extend the right leg long and squeeze the left knee in towards the chest. So right leg is long, keep some engagement in your belly. Bring your awareness to your intention, your place of intention today. Great, draw the right knee in, extend the left leg. And then you can go back to the first side, or you can take both legs long if this feels okay for your back, engaging the core slightly so you're not just sagging down towards the floor. And now, what is the signal? Focusing on the signal and not the noise. Great, then you can bend both knees, take the soles of your feet to the floor, arms alongside your body like the robot arms, and we'll press and lift the hips. And then just bring the hips back down to the block. So it's just a little bit of a lift here. And what is your deep intention? Bring your attention there. Pressing with the hips. You can stay, or you can continue to vinyasa. At some point, you're going to slide the block out, continue this rolling bridge. Now, coming all the way down, one vertebra at a time, back to the floor. Inhale, come to that neutral pelvis as you lift, and exhale, roll down your spine. And bring all your deepest awareness to the signal. What is it you are wanting to pay attention to? Feel free to press up and go to a strong bridge by interlacing the hands underneath your body, whatever, or continue this pattern. This is rolling, unfolding, unfurling bridge posture. And the next time you come down to the floor, you're going to need your strap. Keep your strap around your left foot, extending your left leg up towards the ceiling. And just press into the strap with your foot, pull back against your foot with the strap so you feel some tension in the leg, in the left leg. And imagine that you could press your hamstring away into the space. You could even take your left thumb and sort of get into the crease of your hip here and kind of roll the hip away. Externally rotate through the hip and the left leg. And then open your leg out to the left, either all the way to the floor or resting on a block or resting on your bent elbow. Right knee bent or right leg straight, either. And sometimes the noise is a hard position for us. So maybe you have a little noise here as you stretch your inner thigh. See if you can come back to the signal. What is the important awareness you want to have? And then inhale to sweep the left leg up. You'll need to straighten your right leg now and come across your midline, switching the strap into your right hand and then back into a twist. Press the foot into the strap and pull against your foot with the strap. So you feel some tension through the leg, through the left leg, some engagement. Inhale your left leg back up and slip both feet now into the strap and draw the strap down. Have your elbows bent here so there's some engagement in your biceps. Press your feet into the strap. Press your low back into the floor and press your hamstrings away from you. So pressing your hamstrings into the space away from you. So you feel some lengthening engagement in your hamstrings. And then slip the left foot out. Right leg up towards the ceiling. Take your right hand, thumb into the hip crease, and then kind of work the right hip externally. Get that right hip to work externally. Now you should feel that a little bit differently in the hamstring. And then same thing, you're gonna bring the right leg out to the right. Left leg can be straight or bent. I prefer mine bent. And maybe you go all the way to the floor and that feels fine, or you're resting your leg on a block. yourself a couple rounds of breath here. And then inhale, right leg comes up, switch hands, bring it across midline, left leg long, come into another big twist. And inhale, right leg up towards the ceiling, slip the left foot back in. Same thing, you'll slide your hands down the strap, bend the elbows so you feel some engagement in your biceps. Press your feet into the strap, press your low back into the floor, and press your hamstrings away in space. Now, from here, can you find some pelvic tilting? So your inhale, drop your bone away from navel, create just a touch of space between your low back and the floor. And then exhale, press your low back into the floor as you try to lift your hips off the floor. Might not go anywhere, but we want the intention anyway. So you're doing some pelvic tilting, and on the exhale, you're trying to press your feet, the soles of your feet, up onto the ceiling. So you're actually trying to lift your hips away from the floor. And again, what's the noise that might come up, and what's that deep awareness that you were committed to at the beginning of practice? Okay, slip the right foot out. Take the strap in your left hand, straps around the left foot, and then just bring your knee in towards your side waist and then out. So moving back and forth. And maybe you take the leg out to the left, across your midline, but you're moving through knee joint, knee space and hip space, right? As you move in and out with the strap, assisting you. And switch it up, take it to onto the right foot, same thing. Great. Then both feet back into the strap. Here we go. We're gonna rock up and find the hip balance. So Navasana with the strap. So just rock up and find that hip balance. Right, and lengthen through your spine. Relax the jaw. And then you can set your feet down to the floor and make a loop in your strap about yay big. Okay, about yay big. We'll use that in just a minute. But now from a seated position, ground the hips, lengthen through the crown of your head, close the eyes down, come deep inside. Okay, so now drop your chin towards your chest. And slide your chin towards one shoulder, through center and to the other shoulder. And go back and forth a few times. If you pick the neck area, you can get some strong signal here. But even if you pick, say, your spine or your side waist, you can continue to telescope up, getting that length and that space as you move back and forth. And then just lift your head back, stacking your head back over your shoulders, eyes forward. And then lean your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now tuck your chin and look at your right leg. Or down towards your right leg. Bring your head back to center. Lean your right ear towards your right shoulder. Tuck your chin and look at your left leg. And come back to center. Telescope up through the side waist, lengthen through your spine, and then just a little rotation or a little circling through the pelvic bowl. You can make this a little cat-cowish as you circle. And both directions. Great. Okay. Now come down to your belly. Have your strap handy. And just start by lengthening. So lengthening through the spine. You can make a little pillow or you can rest your forehead on the ground. Pillow for your forehead. And reach your legs back long behind you. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And then just take about 10 rounds of just an easy back bend. So lifting head, shoulders, heart lifts, and then lowering back down. Just easy back bending to start. And then the next time you rest down onto the floor, we'll add some extra awareness. So some tips, okay? So you have your head on the floor, you have your head forehead resting on your hands. Draw your navel away from the floor and your tailbone down towards your heels. So there's some engagement in your glutes. Not clenching, but engagement. Right? Your pubic bone's pressing into the floor. Navel lifting away from the floor. Now inhale and lift. And exhale and release. And as you release, you're likely going to let go of all those things. So do the same thing. Draw your navel away from the floor. Pubic bone into the floor. Engage your glutes and draw your tailbone down towards your heels. And then lift. And do that about 6 to 8 more times. You can always switch it up too and put your hands beside your low ribs for baby cobra, but do all that same engagement. And then the next time you come down to the floor, just allow yourself to sink into the floor. Vagus nerve gets a little bit excited here, which is good because that helps us to relax. So you can turn your head from one side to the other, or rest your forehead on your hand pillow. Okay, then back to center. You have to do a little squirmy gymnastics here. This is one of my new favorite things because of my knee and stretching the quad. So I'm going to take the loop of my strap around my foot. Okay, got my loop of my strap around my foot, and I'm coming back down to my belly. And now with the loop of my strap around my foot, I kind of catch the top of my foot, right? I'm back down on my belly, and now I'm going to pull on the strap with my right hand. It's around my right foot. And this is a stretch for the quad. But because I'm on my belly, the pelvis can't really go into this. I can't really go into this deep back bend, right? So it's all quad stretch here. So pulling my heel towards my butt and deepening that stretch. Some of you, if your heel easily comes to your butt because you don't have a brand new knee, you might be able to lift your knee off the ground to get a little deeper stretch. But here we go. We're going to hold this for about a minute. Strap in right hand. Feel for your hip pointers being evenly pressing into the floor, so you're not arching your back to get the stretch, to get the lengthening. You could have easily gone back with your hand as well. I can't do it on this side, but I find the strap actually quite helpful, even if I could reach my foot. And then I'm going to take the strap over into my left hand. So I'm sort of stretching like from a diagonal vantage point. So this is exciting, lengthening a different part of my quadricep. Hopefully you can feel that. So the strap's in your left hand now. Still have it around your right foot. Okay. Come back to center and then release the strap from that foot, and we'll take it to the left side. Left foot. On your belly, make sure you feel both hip pointers touching evenly. And then you're going to pull on the strap and bring your heel towards your butt. Toes are pointed away. And then take the strap over to your right hand and get this more diagonal stretch. You'll feel it in a different place in your quadricep. Back to center. And release. And set the strap over to the side. Bring your hands to your low ribs, press up through table and come into downward facing dog, or just go straight to downward facing dog. Okay. Pedal out the legs, feel the length through your spine. You're going to set your blocks to the top of your mat if you don't already have them there. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And walk your hands up to your blocks. Set your hands on your blocks in your downward dog. And there we go. Okay. Bring your left foot in towards midline and inhale the right leg out behind you. And sweep the right leg forward and bring it between the blocks. So you're in a lunge. And then back and forth just a few times, coming forward into the lunge and then straightening the front leg and bringing your hips back in like a pyramid shape. So back and forth a few times. Finding that deep awareness in where your intention was for today. And something might come up as well that grabs your attention. It's okay to bring some awareness there. I'm finding that as I am in this posture, my back leg, my calf is quite tight. So I'm going to be spontaneous and hold and bring my attention there. We'll meet with the front leg bent and in that deep lunge. We'll meet there. Leave your right hand on the block and inhale, sweep your left arm up. And then bring your left hand down to the block. Leave your left hand where it is and sweep your right arm up in a twist. Draw the right hip back in space. And bring your right hand back to the block. And now bring your back foot up slightly, turn the toes out. Turn the toes out. Put your block on its highest setting to the outside of your lower leg. Okay, so front leg is still the front leg is still the right leg. Turn your block to its highest setting. It's to the outside of your leg. And then bring your left hand to your hip. Trikonasana. And you can take the top arm up. Bring your attention to that area or that idea that you had at the beginning of the class. Okay, bring your left hand back to your hip, bend through your front knee, bring your block with you as you come up, resting your block on your front thigh, maybe the smallest setting. Rest your forearm on that block. So it's kind of an upright, extended side angle. Left arm over the ear. Then sweep the left arm, right arm out. It's got the block. So now you're in the warrior two. And then straighten both legs, bring your hands above your head with the block. Squeeze the block between your hands. Both feet facing forward, parallel to one another. Squeeze the block between your hands. Draw your tailbone down slightly. Drop your shoulder tops, squeeze the block, and then fold. Block to the floor, hands to the block. You could slide your other block over at this point and put both hands to the blocks, or stack them up and bring your forehead to the blocks, hands to the floor. Okay. From here, lift just enough to turn your body now to the opposite foot. So the left foot lines up forward. You're going to turn the back foot. Take your blocks over there to the front of your mat, to your left foot. Turn your back foot. Find that deep lunge again. Find that low lunge. And then it's the same little pattern. So you'll go back and forth to a pyramid shape, to the lunge. You choose whether you're going to stay or vinyasa. Right, whether you're going to stay or vinyasa. And maybe something grabs your attention. And you can really focus on that as it could be the same thing you were focused on before. Maybe there's just something new that comes up. That's okay too. Come into that deep lunge. Left hand stays on the block. Open, right arm up. And release. Right hand to the block. Spin the left arm up. So you're in a twist. Draw the left hip back in space. And release. Now left hand comes to the block. Put the block on its tallest setting. Don't need the other block for a minute. Turn the back foot. Bring your right hand to your hip. You'll find yourself in Trikonasana. And then extend the top arm. Bring your right hand back to your hip. Bend through the front knee. You can place your block on your knee, on your thigh, and rest your forearm. Very posy, right? Extended side angle, just a little more upright extended side angle. Sweep through warrior two. Then straighten both legs, bring both feet to be parallel to one another, You're squeezing the block between your hands. Drop the shoulder tops, squeeze the block, engage your legs towards one another like you had a big beach ball between your legs. And then take the block in one hand, take it behind your back, squeeze the block between your hands and fold. Ooh, yeah. And then release the block down to the floor. Grab your other one. Maybe you just want to come into a fold here with your hands on the blocks. Or once again, you could stack the blocks, bring your forehead to the blocks in a nice cooling inversion. Okay, wherever you are, press yourself up off the blocks, walk your hands forward so that you're in a downward dog position with your upper body, with your legs wide, spread wide. So downward dog with a wide stance. Engage your kneecaps up, so engage the quads. Press the hamstrings back behind you. Slowly walk your hands back towards your blocks. Press up onto the blocks, heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Bending through your legs now. Bend a deep bend in the left leg and lunge over to the left. Come through center, bend the right leg and lunge over to the right. Still working on it. And then you're just going to go back and forth. This little side lunge. Hands can be up, heart center, at your low back. You can go for a real deep lunge. You can make it a little dancey move. Good. Then heel toe the feet together even more. Rest your forearms on your thighs in a big wide squat. Inhale and exhale. Straighten your legs and fold. You can use blocks or not. Inhale, set the hips back, come into the squat. And exhale, straighten the legs and fold. Inhale, squat, exhale, fold. Inhale, squat, and this time take your hands to your thighs and press up to standing. Shake it out, bounce your heels, work around your space. And we'll finish with the balance. We'll finish with Vrikasana. And balancing is one of those places where we get lots of noise, right? So you can use a block, step up on a block if you want or not. But start with the feet really grounded. Spreading your toes. I'm gonna scoot my mat out of the way a little bit. Spread the toes of one foot and just bring the opposite foot to the top or to the calf or to the inside of your thigh. Just choose what works for you right now that allows you to bring a lot of attention to the signal and not the noise. Release. Bounce your heels. Shake it out, ninja feet. And then find good grounding in the other foot. Draw that hip in. Place your foot on top of the foot or into the calf or into the thigh, and find Vrksasana on this other side. Release the pose. Bounce your heels. Move around your space. Back to your mat, top of the mat, and take a vinyasa or two of your choice to get back down to the floor. And once you're back down on the floor, find yourself on your back again. Come back to the beginning of the practice where you just allow yourself to kind of move organically. Something that feels delightful, enjoyable in your body, and counter some of the things we're doing. So could be a figure four, happy baby, twist, rolling bridge. I'm finding a figure four, and then I want to bring myself with deep awareness back to my intentional felt sense. Am I lengthening? Am I creating space? Am I concentrating on my hips or my neck? And land there with my full awareness. If you find yourself wandering, you can come back to some real intentional breath, or just refocus. Back of the neck long, back of the neck long, length through my spine, softening my face, whatever it was. And as we come near the finish, can you find some postures that contribute to settling, to coming to the pause, the deep pause, whether it's 3 seconds or 3 minutes, that allows us to have the capacity, it allows us to build capacity so we can fill again, so we can be ready for the next phase in our day. So So if that means, boom, right to Shavasana for you, or you have to wiggle waggle a little bit, but you're finding a way to come to some pausing. So always welcome to stay as long as you want in this posture. And as you see fit, rolling to one side, pressing up to a seat. Thanks for joining today. Namaste.